Welcome back to the Meetings Podcast. This is Mike McCallan from Grass Shack Events and Media. And if it's not welcome back, again, welcome to your first listen to the Meetings Podcast. And we have a special treat today. Actually, we have Tahira Endine of Cantrav Services from Vancouver, Canada. Cantrav is a destination management company and more. They do event production, event planning. They do it all, actually. And Tahira is a fantastic person to have doing interviews because she is very well connected in the meetings and events industry. So let's get right into it, and I hope you enjoy it. Please give me any feedback or feedback for both of us, and we'd love to hear it. So here we go.
Tahira Endine, roving reporter for Meeting Podcast. Here with Don Berger from Social Tables. We are on the floor of this special event in Chicago 2013. It's quite awesome. Don, we're sitting here in your booth. It's fabulous, talking about Social Tables. I think that this is one of the most interesting, innovative, intuitive softwares I've ever seen. Very excited about it. So can you tell us a little bit about where it started from and why you think it's so valuable?
Sure. Thanks for the opportunity. I would have to agree with everything you just said. Hello, how are you?
Good.
Oh, Ram, thanks for joining.
Thanks for joining us. We're just talking about how great Social Tables is.
So Social Tables has been kind of like, people always ask me how old is this company, and it's very difficult to answer that question because as somebody who started a company from literally nothing, the idea has been percolating in my head for a little while, and it's very different than what it used to be. So it started out as a way to publish seating charts at weddings, and now it's an extremely elaborate web-based CAD diagramming software. So again, from like social events to robust CAD diagramming.
So I'm going to say, you just said, that it's very complex. It is very complex, but what I just loved about when we just walked through the demo is how easy it is. So if I'm the planner
right,
and I need to deal with seating charts, and let's face it, many events are still going to have seating charts, and seating charts they've been around for the entire history of the human race. There's always been protocol,
right.
There's always been...
It used to be rocks. So
yes.
Rock chart. Rock
yes,
seating chart.
Exactly. There was, and then I'm sure that, if we go through all of time, and there's lots of great reasons for seating, so I think that, and you know some of those. So there's absolutely a time during any meeting, conference, fundraiser, almost anything that you're doing, when it's great just to have an open room where you've got people, mingling and standing at pedestal tables and talking, and that's one thing. But when you really want to make connections with people, really just letting them seat on their own, I would say not always the best idea, because you do end up sitting with the people that you know already. And that is not what human interaction and connection should be about at events. It should be about opportunities to connect with people that you know, but also opportunities to interact with people that you are obviously already sharing a common interest with. So.
No, I totally agree with that, and I think the challenge has been for us is actually slowly disassociating ourselves from seating charts, because we're more than that. So we're diagramming and we have seating chart capability. That being said, if you have a serious meeting, then it's going to have a seating component to it. And we like to say from the boardroom to the ballroom. We literally serve it from every purpose. And we offer an opportunity by creating seating arrangements to allow people to leverage relationships that they may not be forming if they were doing things on their own. Yeah. What we find is that a lot of folks go to events and they end up talking to the same people that they know. But if there is some sort of forced serendipity, and we can use math to figure out what that serendipity should be, we can help get people more value out of meetings.
All right, so let's talk more about that for two things. One is the forced serendipity, which I think if you're going to meetings, if you look at, and we've seen this, Jeff Hurd has written and said, even if you're doing your hotel room blocking, put people from the same region on the same floor and do that forced serendipities, because you are going to meet people at the elevator. So now you've taken it down really to that, that macro level. And I think that what is really interesting about what you can do is the algorithm. So let's talk a little bit about that and how you've got the technology built in the back to make it really simple to link the right, for lack of a better term, people up.
Traditionally what we've seen with many events is people absolutely block people around regions of tables, around departments, But early on we found out that people wanted diversity when it comes to seating. So they want a VP at every table. They want a client at every table, a prospect at every table. They want a fun, creative, artsy person and a serious CEO at the same table to help people make those connections. So the way we do that, there's several components to it. The first one is a very basic, you drag and drop, but we let you make decisions based on the social graph. So just like you're used to a V card in Outlook, you can look at a V card for a guest and see who they are, because we have their email address, so we can pull publicly available information, and we can say, okay, who they are, and then you can make the decisions about where they should sit based on what you see. Step further is actually looking at the categories that they are. So you actually categorize them, and then you say, okay, to here, reporter, Don, janitor,
yes,
and then you reporter at large, and then so you kind of, and then you take that and you use categories to see people, and then you can really get a sense of the diversity of your arrangement from a bird's eye view when you're zoomed out and looking over. Taking that a step even further, we can take algorithm, then we can take the categories you've created and the social graph that we've empowered you with, and put that together to create automatic seating arrangements. So whether it's location, which is available, whether it's gender, which is important, which is maybe even a generation, right? We're trying to engage our young employees and figure out how they can get more engaged and how we make sure we turn their jobs into careers. So all those things, putting together and empowering guests to actually enjoy both the categorization they've received from the planner and the data we have from the social graph to make more meaningful relationships.
Well, I think you've done an amazing job of thinking through the whole process, of then creating background information that most people, I would never understand how to build an algorithm, so I think that that's really cool. And then making it so that somebody who doesn't understand an algorithm can actually just look at a seating chart.
I like that, yeah, it's good.
Right? And actually it is so simple, and it is very, it's very, very, very simple to use. And to look at that table and to figure things out.
Exactly.
And I think you've done a great job.
And I'll also just add to that point, we also help event professionals and meeting professionals look better.
Absolutely.
Right? Because when you present a visual diagram that can be shared on the web, and that can be and we create a central place for people to communicate changes, so you're no longer going back and forth. That ability right there to make you look better at the end of the day is what we are all about. Meeting professionals are all about deliverables and work product, and we help you deliver outstanding work product.
Well, I think for our clients, what a nice thing to be able to look at something like this as opposed to an Excel list. Because all the names start to kind of muddle together after a while, and you can't always picture where they are in the room. So this really combines those two things, and I just see there's just nothing but future unlimited potential for this kind of a product.
Thanks.
So thank you for creating it. I think it's awesome. I don't know if you have anything you'd like to wrap up with.
Yeah, I mean, I have a great team of 12. Well,
11.
Well, yeah, 11. 11. We just had a woman inform us she's not accepting the offer. So we are looking for an account manager.
So Mike, put this one up sooner than the others.
Mike, seriously, I need you right now, buddy. I have an amazing team, and we're growing rapidly. Just a year ago, it was 2 of us, so really excited where we are, and just excited to educate more people.
Honestly, based on the product you've just shown me, I can see why you're growing rapidly. So again, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you
so much, Don Berger of Social Tables. Tahira Endine, roving reporter, signing off for Meeting Podcast. Tahira Endine, roving reporter for Meeting Podcast. I'm still on the show floor at the special event in Chicago 2013. I'm here with Ray Goberg. He is with Bonfire. Bonfire is currently what people are saying is the technology to see at the show. So tell me about Bonfire. Tell me what you're doing. What's going on with it?
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate the recognition, and we're happy to be here. It's a great show. But the concept of Bonfire is related to creating a deeper experience with the guests at an event or around an event. So functionally, bonfires are private groups where you share chats and photos around that experience. It can be a wedding, it can be a charity event, it can be a tech conference, it can be a corporate event. And the idea is that experiences are a better organizing construct to share rather than a connection-based platform like Facebook or Instagram. And we're not saying those are terrible, but we think that we provide a more relevant solution to your event connection with guests.
Well, so from what I saw, and to tell me if I'm understanding this correctly, is that it's a mobile app. So I'm going to go to the App Store. I'm going to download the free app, and then I can create my own community within that. So you're right, Instagram and Facebook are great, but they're very public forums, and so to have something that's a private forum that can, go before the event and extend beyond the event, where you're inviting people to share in that experience, I think is actually a really cool opportunity for events.
Yeah, and piggybacking off that, it is free and available in the Google Play and App Store right now, but I mean, the higher level thinking is that we can provide a deeper event experience, as you mentioned, at all stages, before, during, and after, because when you have an event, there's a limited timeline, whether it's a 2-day conference or a 3-hour charity event. You go to that event, you have a drink, you have dinner, you meet people, you have a great time, and then you leave. What we provide is a place for you to relive that experience and get a deeper connection with all aspects of the event and the guests that attend.
All right, so this is called Bonfire with a Y. Check it out. It's really cool. I think that it's going to be something that is going to be the next evolution of the event industry. I think as we start to really look at how we can take and build on our communities, we're looking really, I think, a solution that provides something so simple, makes a lot of sense. Mike McCallan, pay attention here. I'm going to get you to follow up and get some more information as this technology evolves. I think it's really cool. So thank you so much, Ray. Really nice talking to you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Ending Roving Reporters signing off. Here at Ending Roving Reporter Meeting Podcast, I am on the floor of the special event in Chicago 2013. It's quite awesome. Here with Lenny Tallarico. He's the Director of Events for MGM Resorts. Happen to already know he does fabulous events, having been at some of them.
Thank you. Hi there.
And Carl Heitz, he is with the Arrangers out of Denver. And so we're just going to have a very quick conversation about what you guys are seeing at the show, what you're enjoying, what are you learning, what do you think is going to be new for 2013 that's going to shake us up a little bit?
Well, I have to tell you, it's been really exciting to be here on the show floor. One, to just reconnect with so many of our partners and so many of the vendors, seeing what they're showing in the industry, what the new products that are out there, of course. Education sessions have been exceptional. I think the opening general session yesterday was right on point, with really the discussion being how to manage through baby boomers versus millennials versus Gen Xers, and really for all of us to understand that as this industry grows and continues to evolve, that our communication styles, of course, and our relationships have to continue to evolve correctly for those different groups.
And that's so true. We've had a lot of discussion at PCMA about digital disruption and what that's going to mean as well. So what about you, Carl? What have you been learning so far?
Say one of the biggest things I've seen is just kind of back to what Lenny said, some of the creativity and the connectivity that's involved with events now. And from the start, I think everyone they're getting more information. It's coming faster. Everyone wants to be up to date. Some of the new event or check-in technologies where you're getting a notification as the guest walks in the door. You're scanning a QR code. It's their badge.
Yes.
You know who they are, where they're at. You're getting an alert. Then the members or everyone else is going around. You're getting more information from whether it's about different food types from the information that's provided. You're kind of leaving your digital signature throughout the event, and just the tracking of all those pieces.
That's going to be interesting that you're leaving your digital signature through the event. I think that's something that we haven't really thought about yet. Have you guys seen any of that in...
Well, actually, we have incorporated into a number of events QR codes, and obviously, going back to, of course, our Twitter lounges and our tweet ups, which I know that you'll be participating in this evening here at TSE. So obviously, you can't deny that going digital in the digital age is already upon us. But at the same time, that human connection and that human touch, of course, is so vital in those relationships, reinforcing those relationships, and of course, in this particular industry, that tactile experience of being able to see it and feel it and touch it, as great as digital is, it's finding a way to make both of those meld correctly.
Which is going to be I think, the next tricky thing that we really start to see. I think we've seen there's a lot of technology on the floor here where we're starting to see some community building, Bonfire and Pathable, and some where they're taking that digital technology and that footprint, but extending it before and after the event. Are you guys seeing any of that in the things you're working on, or?
Well, I'll say, I see that there are a lot of folks that I'm going to jump in. I'm sorry, I jumped in. I know Carl has something to say. I see a lot of folks that really, continuing with the posting that's going on, continuing with the follow-up and the buzz, just to continue for the next conference. So from that standpoint, seeing how that footprint is reacting, but that's not my area of expertise, so I'll let one of you guys kind of talk about that.
I would say, like, in the event stuff I've seen so far, there's a lot of trial and error going on right now. I think people are really trying and pushing forward with some of those new technologies and trying to figure out the best way to make those merge.
Yeah.
But I don't know that we're quite there yet. It's definitely still a growth area.